Hello everyone, Trials Frontier, the amount of time I've spent in this wonderful game, when it was released back in 2014. It was my favorite game on mobile devices, and as it happened, I saw it again on Play Market. I decided to download it and remember how great it was to ride a motorcycle across the vast expanse of my tablet screen, as of writing this script. The game has been downloaded more than 10 million times on Play Market, with users leaving over 1 million reviews. The game has an average rating of 4 and 3 stars, which is a very good indicator, so, even at present, the game remains very popular. Let's ride into the world of Trials Frontier once again. Unfortunately, I immediately noticed that the Android version of the game and the version for Apple devices have different servers or saves, so I had to start all over again. I used to play on my iPad, but now I have an Android phone. The story of how the game came to be, Trials Frontier, is a more modern continuation of the game Gravity Defied, which my classmates and I used to be addicted to in college, whether on steam baths, in minibuses, dorms, parties, and pretty much everywhere. After doing some research, I found out that there is an even more ancient game called Elastomania. I watched several YouTube videos and was surprised by the physics of the game, but the most important thing is that the idea existed. And it received a good continuation. Trials Frontier has been out for over 8 years now, and since its release, it has been one of the most popular games on mobile devices. The game grew rapidly and actively in its early years. The storyline campaign constantly expanded, new tracks and motorcycles appeared, the level of motorcycle upgrading increased, and new game modes were added. I remember those times when updates were constantly coming out for the game. Fuel is the local equivalent of energy in the tank. This energy is required to complete tracks and replenishes over time. We need a lot of it. And without fuel, we won't be able to play at all. At the beginning of the game, we can expand the tank for a nominal fee of coins, however. Later on, we will need to pay with diamonds, and in fairly large quantities. After all, we need a lot of fuel to complete the tracks. Depending on the class of the track, we will spend a different amount of fuel, 5, 7, and 10 units per track. On my first save file, which I initially played on an iOS device, I am unable to showcase the process of completing this game due to now playing on an Android phone and having lost the original save file for unknown reasons, forcing me to start again from the beginning. The typical process of completing this game involves constantly completing quests given by non-playable characters, unlocking new tracks, and upgrading motorcycles. Players will be given very similar quests, such as completing 5 tracks, then another 5 tracks, followed by 15 other tracks. After this, they must overtake a computer opponent. To achieve this, they must upgrade their motorcycle again. This process is repeated for over 50 hours of story quests. The story is lengthy but can become tedious and repetitive at times. Dialogues between characters lose their meaning almost immediately as there is no significant content in them. Occasionally, players will come across tracks that require skillful driving and perseverance. It is necessary to constantly upgrade the motorcycle, as some tracks are designed in a way that makes them extremely difficult to complete without an upgraded motorcycle, or even impossible. Daily tasks. In the best traditions of modern games, there are dailies. Every day, players need to log into the game to receive a reward. In addition, there are daily quests. The tasks are not difficult, but they can be repetitive, such as completing a track, playing a slot machine, chasing a ghost of another player, or going to a bunker. The reward is not very high, but it also encourages players to log in every day. Quite often, they are given equipment items that are almost impossible to obtain in any other way, for most players. The main feature of the game is not the storyline, but the global rating, which takes into account the time that each player completes a specific track and compares their results with other players. To take good positions in the rating, players need to level up all motorcycles to their maximum potential and have good control skills for these bikes. They also need to unlock as many tracks as possible. The competition looks like this. Players complete the track and set a record. It is sent to the server and compared with the results of other players, gradually improving their skills and upgrading motorcycles. Players climb higher and higher in the global rating. Many players enjoy this game mode because it's satisfying to reach the top 1% of the best players, according to the rating statistics. There are currently over 26 million players participating in it, for example. This number is equivalent to the population of the continent of Australia. The game contains many Easter eggs, hidden sections of tracks, and blue cubes scattered throughout some tracks. By the way, if you collect all the blue cubes, you will receive the Eggman costume, which looks like this. I haven't fully collected this costume yet. I only have 2 out of 3 elements. To collect the third element, I need to find a track that I haven't unlocked yet. The game also includes quests to find candy. These candies are often placed in such a way that they are not immediately visible. And many candies can only be collected by falling off the motorcycle and reaching them with our body, or by driving in the opposite direction and going beyond the track's limits. I believe that there are currently hidden quests that I am not aware of. If so, please let me know in the comments. The game boasts a wealth of Easter eggs, hidden nooks and crannies on the tracks, and bright blue cubes strewn about certain courses. Collecting all the cubes will grant the player the illustrious Eggman costume, which resembles the notorious villain, alas. I have only managed to gather 2 out of the 3 required elements. And thus must discover an as-yet uncharted track to procure the final component. Within the game, quests beckon the player to seek out candy, cunningly placed in cryptic locations. Many of the confections can only be retrieved by tumbling from one's motorbike and launching oneself toward the prize. Or even driving off course in a contrary direction. The quantity and diversity of courses in the game are truly awe-inspiring. Presently, there exist nearly 250 tracks dispersed over 10 different settings, each characterized by a unique visual style. For instance, one may traverse plains, rocks, winter landscapes, swamps, and a variety of other biomes. Moreover, the courses significantly differ in difficulty and length. At the commencement of the game, when we possess a simple motorcycle, only easy courses with straightforward trajectories are available, thereby obliging us to speedily arrive at point B. Yet, as the story unfolds and our protagonist evolves, we confront ever more challenging tracks, necessitating an advanced motorbike. In truth, some courses can solely be completed by employing highly agile motorcycles. In addition, the developers have integrated the ability to purchase packs of exceedingly arduous courses, requiring diamonds as compensation. These tracks genuinely pose as formidable obstacles, demanding a well-upgraded motorbike and an adept hand. The essence of the quests given by the robot is to race a track faster than our previous record. Upon successful completion, we restore a memory cell for an NPC. When we collect enough of these cells, a new track is unlocked as a reward. While there aren't many of these tracks, the quest itself is quite engaging. Constantly improving our own records is a challenging and exhilarating endeavor. Many players, myself included, take a different approach. At the start of the game, when a new track is unlocked, it can be completed with 99 mistakes. Then, upon retrying, it becomes easier. For me, I found that I can race a new track in just over 2 minutes with over 50 mistakes, making it easy to beat my own record. However, on popular tracks that are frequently unlocked, I still need to put in some effort to achieve a better time. Completing the quest rewards us with coins and experience points. The amount of coins and experience points depends on our level in the game. The higher the level, the greater the reward. It's one of the fastest ways to earn coins and experience points in the game. Behold, a small casino element in the game. Initially, you may not even notice it, but over time you realize that you log into the game every hour or so just to complete one track offered by the game machine. Hoping for a good reward, the drop can be a new track, a large pile of gold, gear, new paint jobs for your motorcycle, or +1 to your gas tank capacity. The tracks are not just about speed. Most of the time, we are required to complete specific tasks, such as doing several backflips or front flips, flying upside down for several seconds, or completing the track without any crashes. If you constantly upgrade your motorcycle, the tasks become easy and interesting. Thus, The developers added a certain charm and randomness to the game, which encourages players to keep engaging in this activity. As you level up the machine, the rewards it can drop also increase. The maximum level is 30. A bunker is a kind of PvP zone where players compete against each other in a race to be the first to complete 3 tracks within 4 hours, to win. It's important to be first on 2 out of the 3 tracks. The prize increases continuously, depending on the total number of victories between the players in a given competition. In other words, if you win all 3 tracks right away and your opponent doesn't put up a fight, the reward will not be significant, however. If you constantly compete with your opponent on one or several tracks, the prize will be quite substantial. The rewards include gold, motorcycle parts, and diamonds. In addition, the player who consistently leads on one or several tracks earns tokens, which can be used to buy tracks, gold, and motorcycle parts in the bunker store. These tokens can be considered another form of in-game currency. The bunker also has its own ranking system. The gameplay is divided into seasons, each lasting less than a month, at the end of each event. Legends are identified, and as usual, the higher you are in the ranking, the better the reward. Currently, there are few players in the game, so on average, I usually encounter only 1 or 2 live players out of 4 characters in the bunker, with the rest being bots. Additionally, the rewards often do not encourage players to aim for higher positions in the bunker ranking. The Moonlight Circle. I've participated in this activity once or twice over the course of several years of playing, as far as I can remember. It's similar to the bunker, but with its own set of rules, and the event ends very quickly. It's said to activate once a month, but I'm not sure if that's true. I haven't seen it work at all recently. Motorcycles are one of the standout features of Trials Frontier, with a total of 16 bikes available in the game. These bikes are divided into different classes: first, second, and third. Each bike has unique characteristics and controls, and each class of bike is best suited for a specific type of track. For example, the easier tracks require first-class bikes, while the more challenging ones require third-class bikes. Aside from their class, bikes are also categorized as balanced, maneuverable, or fast. All of the motorcycles, except for the starter bike, are assembled through blueprints found during gameplay. However, if players want to unlock a specific bike early, they can do so by spending diamonds or real money. Once players complete the game, they can assemble the game's main antagonist's motorcycle, Butch. There is also a fan-favorite motorcycle called Donkey that can jump. In the past, there were various events where players could collect special event motorcycles. For example, there was Agent's Bike, which was incredibly fast. The game developers even collaborated with real-world motorcycle manufacturers like BMW and KTM to introduce exclusive bikes in the game. Currently, players can only obtain blueprint fragments in the bunker, making these bikes extremely rare. Nonetheless, players have set many records on the tracks with these unique motorcycles. As the game features a considerable number of motorcycles, they require extensive upgrading, which demands an abundance of coins and parts. Furthermore, with each new level of upgrade, the amount of parts, gold, and time required increases progressively. Initially, upgrading the first level only takes a few minutes, but the more advanced motorcycles require more complicated parts, leading to a lengthier upgrading process. For instance, the first-level motorcycle is easily upgraded within minutes, while the final upgrades may take several days or even weeks. To hasten the upgrading process, players can opt to watch advertisements or use diamonds. At first, as I played this game, I thought, wow, everything is so wonderful and interesting here. But then I realized that in order to progress to the next track, I needed to upgrade my motorcycle. And in order to do that, I had to farm a large amount of parts, and since gasoline is not unlimited, it takes quite a bit of real time. It turns out that in order to create a high-quality part, you need to complete the same track several times until the desired part drops. Initially, it takes 3 basic parts to upgrade a part, then 9 for the next level, and then 27 for each subsequent level, so, for a maximum level 5 part. We need 81 basic level 1 parts. Fortunately, parts of level 2 and 3 often drop during track completions. Additionally, parts are obtained in large quantities from completing quests and in the bunker. In short, at the beginning of the game, we lack gold. And then we catastrophically lack parts, specifically certain parts, and we start farming them, focusing solely on obtaining those parts. Each motorcycle in the game is unique, and there are several unique paint jobs available for each one. The most popular and beloved motorcycles among players have several different paint jobs to choose from. All of the available options can be seen in the screenshot provided. Many designs can be unlocked through the roulette or slot machines in the game. There are also unique paint jobs that can only be purchased using diamonds, and some can only be obtained in the bunker. To acquire such a paint job, players must be skilled at riding and constantly maintain a leading position in the PvP season competition. In PvP, paint jobs and gear play an important role. They immediately indicate how well developed an opponent is, and whether it's worth competing against them at all. When it comes to equipment, the situation is a bit different. In addition to its visual appeal, equipment provides various in-game bonuses. While it doesn't affect the speed of completing tracks, it's quite satisfying when the game machine replenishes faster or the fuel tank refills quicker. The Rebel suit gives 10% more experience for completing tracks. The Cyberpunk suit reduces the waiting time for the game machine by 20%. And the Platinum Knight suit speeds up fuel recovery by 33%, which is a great bonus for grinding. However, getting such a suit requires a lot of effort, since earning 75 platinum medals from all the tracks is a challenging task. Even for an experienced pilot, the sets are collected in parts and consist of 3 pieces, which can be purchased one by one. The bonus is only given when the complete suit is collected. If we take the Platinum Knight suit, the more platinum medals we earn, the cheaper the suit will cost in diamonds. This suit is one of my favorites in the game and looks very stylish. It also has a winter version that can be purchased for diamonds. At the moment, many suits are very difficult to collect because the events associated with them have long since ended, and they can only be obtained through daily login or in the bunker, which is updated once a month. In this game, there are several types of currency: coins, diamonds, motorcycle parts, and tokens from the bunker. Each type of currency is used in different conditions. For example, the main resource for upgrading motorcycles is coins and motorcycle parts. However, if there are not enough parts, they can be purchased with in-game coins. Parts are obtained by completing tracks, in the bunker, and also through daily tasks. However, the amount of parts required for motorcycles is very large. Initially, only a few are needed, but in the inventory, they accumulate in large quantities, and then they become catastrophically insufficient. Diamonds, on the other hand, are much more difficult to obtain. They rarely drop on the carousel after the race, but are given for completing tasks for the robot we help remember everything, for PvP, and other activities. However, we collect them very slowly and in very small quantities. On the other hand, you can play without donations. However, we will develop much more slowly. However, there will be an incentive to improve our riding skills. Without them, we won't get anywhere in this game. The game also features an ad viewer. For each ad, we will receive in-game gold, diamonds, and gold tickets. Gold tickets are needed to restart races in the bunker. We will use them after running out of regular bunker tickets. Tokens in the bunker are used to buy goodies from the store located in the bunker, where there are unique tracks. In general, there are quite a few currencies in the game. It is not difficult to understand them, but farming them takes a long time. There is a local shop in the game where you can buy various parts, bonuses, boosts, track cards, and motorcycle blueprints. The assortment changes every day, and with the help of the local boutique, you can assemble the motorcycle you are interested in from blueprints or by the missing tracks. There are also special track packs in the assortment. These are 3 different very difficult packs with tracks, and to pass them, you need to try very hard. The price for the tracks is in diamonds, so you can either farm them or donate. There is a local store in the game where you can buy various parts, bonuses, boosts, track maps, and motorcycle blueprints. The assortment changes every day, and with the help of the local boutique. You can build the motorcycle you're interested in based on the blueprints or by tracks that you are missing. In addition, there are special track packs available. These are 3 different very challenging packs of tracks. To pass them, you need to try very hard. The price for the tracks is in diamonds. You can either farm them or make a donation. The Motorcycle Club is a donation option. By joining this club, we will receive both gold coins and bonus diamonds every day for a month. This makes it much easier to progress in the game. There are 2 options, cheaper and more expensive. The first one costs, and the second costs, according to forum information. Any purchase in the game disables the ads that the game shows after completing the tracks. The game shows a lot of ads. So buying a ticket to the Motorcycle Club, in my opinion, is a good solution. The currency in the club is generous, but not so much that it would spoil the balance in the game. Oh, this is a separate large topic. Many players have come to love the game precisely for its physics and balance. The motorcycle physics are very well designed. They allow for various ways to tackle the same track, depending on the bike's upgrades. The difference in time between completing different routes can be 1 to 2 seconds or more, which is quite significant considering that each track can be completed in just 20 to 30 seconds. It's worth noting that different motorcycles feel very different to ride. They are divided into maneuverable, fast, and balanced types. And the time it takes to complete a specific track can vary greatly depending on the bike. My favorite motorcycles are the maneuverable ones. They allow for a great feeling of control while tackling the track, and can perform several back and front flips. Riding such motorcycles is a lot of fun. Additionally, the physics are set up in such a way that performing front and back flips will move the motorcycle either slightly forward or backward, which provides an additional maneuver while tackling the track. In some cases, you need to perform a flip to gain speed for the next jump, while in others, you need to slow down slightly. If you look at the world records for completing tracks, you'll be amazed at how skillfully people can control their virtual motorcycles. To do so, you need to know all the nuances of motorcycle physics, the track, and how to press the screen of your phone or tablet correctly. In short, you need to be a pixel artist. The optimization in the game deserves special attention. Back in 2014, when the game was first released, I played it on an iPad 2. This is a very old tablet, even by mid-2010 standards. However, the game ran remarkably well on it, with stable FPS and everything working smoothly. Overall, the developers put a lot of effort not only into the game's graphics, but also into optimizing the models, backgrounds, and algorithms. In the early years of its release, the game was developing very actively. The developers managed to create a huge amount of content in the game, including about 250 tracks, a PvP mode, a robot, farming for various gear, and upgrading the motorcycle. There were also new motorcycles to unlock, which had to be leveled up again, adding many hours of gameplay. Overall, for fans of farming, grinding, and other time killers, this is a golden paradise. For me, personally, the farming mechanic became decisive when I decided to stop playing. It was no longer a game, but just a grind. As soon as gasoline was restored in the game, you had to log in, drive a track or 2 to earn parts for your motorcycle. After a month or 2 of playing like this, I lost interest and stopped playing. Unfortunately, as of early 2022, the game is rarely updated and events are not held. This leads to players leaving the game. If they focused on the existing events, it would give a new impetus to the game's development. Although the game is updated quite infrequently, there are no significant changes. In essence, the game is gradually dying, as evidenced by the low number of players in PvP mode. In fact, this is one of the problems of the game today. There are many motorcycles and equipment that are practically impossible to obtain, or, to be more precise, it is possible, but when you look at the mechanics, you realize that you need to spend 2 to 3 years of active gameplay to achieve it, and doing this in a game that is dying is not very desirable. Nevertheless, the game is cool. the developers, Red Links, are currently working on new projects. Perhaps this is for the better, in any case. Even if the game is rarely updated, there is a huge amount of content that can provide hundreds of hours of gameplay, and the game is worth playing. Community. In this game, the players are quite friendly. They constantly find ways to hack the game. Share information on faster ways to complete the track, give tips to newcomers, and some write mini-guides on the game. There are websites with maps, record statistics, and replays. Some skilled players even wrote additional software. At the moment, the forums dedicated to the game are very quiet, and people don't post very often. From this, certain conclusions can be drawn. My opinion is that at the moment, the game is more dead than alive. Rare updates and lack of activity on forums confirm this. However, I have fond memories of playing this game with my friends in the early 2010s. We constantly upgraded our motorcycles, raced on the tracks, and competed in the bunker. The game has been around for about 8 years now. Many projects don't last that long, in any case. For fans of motocross trials, this is an excellent game on mobile devices. I recommend trying it out. After all, there are very few good games, especially in the motorcycle genre. My channel is fairly young and at the moment, I'm trying out different directions. If you enjoyed this video, or have any feedback, suggestions, or criticisms, please leave a comment and give it a like. It would greatly help promote this video and the channel as a whole, and increase my motivation to create similar content in the future. After all, it took me 3 days just to write this script. For those who are familiar with the game, I would greatly appreciate it if you could share your thoughts on the game. For those who have played or are currently playing, please share your world ranking, and that's all. Thank you so much to everyone who watched the video to the end, left a comment, and gave it a like. See you next time.